Welcome to World Buzz Bulletin. Today, we report on a volatile diplomatic showdown at the United Nations, as Venezuela levels explosive charges of state-sponsored extortion against the United States. At an emergency session of the UN Security Council on Tuesday, December 23, 2025, Venezuela's permanent representative Samuel Moncada delivered a blistering condemnation of the recent seizure of oil tankers by U.S. naval forces. Moncada described the maritime interdictions as the greatest extortion known in our history, accusing the Trump administration of acting entirely outside the bounds of international law to orchestrate what he termed pillaging, looting, and recodify. The diplomatic firestorm follows the implementation of a full U.S. naval blockade targeting sanctioned vessels. The state piracy allegation. Ambassador Moncada argued that the U.S. is using the pretext of security to execute a crime of aggression, effectively demanding that Venezuelans vacate their own territory and hand over its vast oil and mineral wealth, targeting the shadow fleet. The U.S. has already intercepted two major tankers, the Skipper on December 10th and the Sentries on December 20th, carrying millions of barrels of crude. A third vessel, the Bella 1, is currently being pursued by the U.S. coastguard. The U.S. Defense. U.S. Ambassador Michael Waltz countered the accusations by linking Venezuela's oil revenue directly to narco-terrorist activities and the funding of criminal networks like the Cartel de los Soles. He maintained that the U.S. does not recognize the Maduro government as legitimate and will use maximum pressure to dismantle its financial lifelines. The session also saw a deepening of global fault lines. Representatives from Russia and China joined Venezuela in criticizing the U.S. actions, labeling the blockade as bullying and a dangerous template for future interventions in Latin America. Russian Ambassador Vasily Nebenzia warned that the destruction or seizure of civilian vessels in international waters sets a catastrophic precedent for global trade. As the oil war intensifies, President Trump has remained resolute, suggesting the seized crude could be integrated into the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve or sold to compensate for previously nationalized American assets, with tensions at a breaking point and 15,000 U.S. troops deployed to the region. The Caribbean has become the stage for the most significant maritime confrontation in the Western Hemisphere in decades. Thank you for watching World Buzz Bulletin. We will keep you updated on the Security Council's next move and the status of the ongoing blockade.